Welcome to another episode of your favorite podcast, Next in CCM. If you are in the business of customer communication management in the financial services industry, this is your go to podcast for cutting edge insights into CCM. I'm your host, Tanmay, and today we're diving into one of the most pressing challenges for banks and financial institutions, that is, efficient communication orchestration. It's not just a buzzword, it's the backbone of operational success in the BFSI sector. But before we proceed, one request: if you like our episodes, hit the subscribe button and help us grow. Okay, joining me today is Sahil Riaz, product manager at FCI and a leading expert in this space. Sahil, it's great to have you here.
Thanks, Tanmay. I'm excited to be here once more and to talk about a topic that's shaping the future of financial services.
Sahil, the first question I'd like to ask you is, what exactly do we mean by efficient communication orchestration in the context of customer communications management?
Great question. For us who are in the business of customer communications management, efficient communication orchestration means automating, synchronizing, and optimizing customer interactions across multiple channels: email, SMS, WhatsApp, you name it. In a nutshell, it's about ensuring that the right message reaches the right person at the right time, no matter what channel they prefer.
Well, it sounds like a no brainer, but I'm guessing it's easier said than done. What challenges are financial institutions facing today when it comes to delivering communications to their existing customers?
Absolutely, Tanmay. The problem, is that many banks still use legacy CCM systems. They weren't built for today's multi channel, hyper personalized world. They often lead to issues like fragmented channels, inconsistent message delivery, and high operational costs.
All right, Sahil, can you please give me an example?
Let me think of a scenario. Um, Imagine this: an insurance company sends a policy renewal reminder to a customer via email, and the email lands in the inconspicuous updates or other folder of our email inbox. We all tend to ignore them most of the time, right? The customer also doesn't quote unquote get it, or say misses it, leading to policy lapse or penalty for late payment. Let's say she primarily uses WhatsApp. Now, had it been sent via WhatsApp, it could have been a smooth journey for her. Now, you see, that's not just frustrating, it can result in lost revenue or even compliance risks.
And we know those stakes are especially high in the BFSI world, right? A missed communication isn't just a missed opportunity, it could mean regulatory fines.
Or a loss of customer trust
Exactly. Effective communication orchestration is no longer optional.
is the foundation of success for any financial institution trying to compete in today's complex customer centric market.
Sahil, are you aware of any scenario where poor communication orchestration led to big issues for a bank?
Sure, let's take the case of a major private bank that embraced our solution, replacing their old CCM tools after having to pay hefty fines and losing customer trust.
Yeah, please share the story with our listeners. We won't obviously share the name of the bank.
Yeah, we won't. So the story goes that they had sent an SMS update to their customers about the server downtime for maintenance. However, their SMS updates weren't reaching a large portion of their customers because their system didn't have the capability to retry delivery on alternative channels.
And then,
One of the customers who had planned for a critical transaction during that time couldn't complete it and suffered a major loss. He sued them.
ouch. And they ended up paying a massive penalty, right?
Exactly.
Look, Sahil, I see two issues here. On the surface, it's that the CCM system didn't have the retrigger capability. But what's under the hood is that it was not a one off event. They already had this problem for a long time. Their messages were not reaching a large number of customers. Basically, it was ignored.
Spot on, Tanmay. CCM operations is usually not on top of anyone's mind until it explodes.
Yeah, it's treated as merely a compliance checkbox. Hence, upgrading systems and remaining up to date is usually not on the priority list.
Even though customer experience is such a critical pillar of trust.
And trust is everything for financial services brand.
Yeah,
Well, getting back to communication delivery orchestration, what's the payoff? Because until that is clear in the minds of the key stakeholders, they are unlikely to take notice in time. So the question is, what's the tangible benefit of getting it right?
huge. Efficient communication orchestration doesn't just reduce compliance risks, it boosts customer satisfaction and even drives revenue.
For example, banks can send personalized offers based on a customer's behavior.
Yeah, if a customer clicks on a mortgage email, the system could automatically trigger a follow up SMS with a special offer for refinancing.
And these kinds of targeted engagements lead to measurable results.
Absolutely.
Sahil, you mentioned that many institutions are held back by legacy CCM engines. Why are these systems failing to deliver on the communication needs of modern customers?
Look, legacy systems were designed for a simpler time. Think one channel communication and minimal personalization.
Hmm. Today, customers expect instant, tailored communication across multiple platforms, don't they?
Yes, and these older systems struggle to integrate channels, track engagement, or adapt to customer preferences. As a result, they're clunky, inefficient, and prone to errors.
So they're a bit like trying to navigate the 2025 digital world with a flip phone.
Exactly, and it's not just about customer experience. These inefficiencies trickle down into operational costs and compliance risks, creating a ripple effect that's hard to ignore.
Yeah, let's talk solutions. How can banks overcome these challenges?
The solution lies in automating the entire process.
Like,
They can seamlessly switch between channels, for instance, retrying a failed email through SMS or WhatsApp, track engagement in real time, and trigger personalized follow ups based on customer actions. This isn't just another technical upgrade, it's a complete suite purpose built for meeting modern communication needs.
and the operational benefits must be massive, right?
Yes, less manual effort, fewer errors, and most importantly, happier customers.
Operational efficiency, compliance, and customer trust. All boxes ticked.
Exactly. Some banks that have chosen to modernize their CCM solutions have seen up to 40% boost in customer satisfaction and nearly a 50% reduction in operational cost by automating follow-ups and reducing manual interventions.
All right, Sahil, we've covered the challenges, the stakes, and the opportunities. Now let's talk about Varta. As a product manager, can you tell our listeners a bit about Varta's approach to communications orchestration? How is it different from available solutions in the market?
Uh, Varta is built specifically for BFSI needs. So one of its standout features is the intuitive drag and drop interface, which allows business users who may not have any technical background to create and manage multi-channel communication workflows.
Drag and drop sounds simple, but let's unpack it a bit. How does this feature actually help non technical users in, say, a bank's marketing or compliance teams?
Great question. Picture this. A marketing manager in a bank wants to set up a campaign to re-engage customers who haven't responded to a promotional email about a new credit card. With traditional CCM systems, they'd need to call IT, submit a request, and wait days or even weeks for the workflow to be set up.
Classic red tape that happens in large institutions.
But with Vata, that same manager can log in, drag an email trigger block onto the workflow canvas, connect it to a follow up SMS block, and set rules for when each should activate. For example, if the email isn't opened in 24 hours, send an SMS. It's as simple as connecting dots on a map.
So, no coding required, no IT involvement.
Absolutely, and the whole process can be done in minutes. Because the interface is so accessible, business teams can iterate quickly. They might test different follow up timings or channel combinations, like starting with email and following up with WhatsApp instead of SMS, to see what drives better engagement.
Does Vata provide real time analytics?
Yes, they can monitor the performance of their workflows and make adjustments on the fly.
And I bet that has a big impact on operational efficiency too. No more back and forth with IT or waiting for weeks just to launch a simple campaign and assess its performance.
Right. This approach drastically reduces bottlenecks. In fact, we've seen teams save over 15 hours a month by cutting out those delays and manual interventions.
Plus, it boosts morale because business users feel in control.
Yeah, they'll no longer be dependent on technical teams to execute their ideas.
What about compliance teams? I imagine they'd have unique needs when it comes to communication workflows.
They do. And Vata's interface makes their jobs easier too. For instance, compliance officers can set up workflows that ensure critical regulatory updates are delivered and tracked automatically. If a message isn't delivered on one channel, Vata can trigger retries through alternative channels like SMS or WhatsApp. The drag and drop interface lets compliance teams set up these rules themselves, ensuring every message meets regulatory standards without needing technical support.
That's fantastic. It sounds like the drag and drop interface isn't just about simplicity, it's about putting power directly into the hands of the people who need it most, whether they're marketers, compliance officers, or even customer service teams.
You've nailed it, Tanmay. By lowering the technical barriers, Varta kind of democratizes communication orchestration. It enables faster execution, better collaboration between teams, and ultimately more effective customer engagement.
And in a fast paced sector like BFSI, that kind of agility is priceless.
It really is. The ability to respond to customer needs and regulatory requirements in real time is a true competitive advantage.
This has been an enlightening discussion. Sahil, thank you for that. Clearly, efficient communication delivery orchestration isn't just a nice to have, it's a must have for any financial institution looking to thrive.
Thanks for having me, Tanmay. It was great to be here.
And to our listeners, thanks for tuning in to the Next in CCM podcast. If the episode was worth your time, please hit the like button. If you didn't like anything, tell us that too. We'll learn. If you're looking to take your customer communication strategy to the next level, subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell icon. We'll bring you the best insights and innovations from the world of CCM. Until next time, keep innovating and stay ahead in CCM.
This podcast is brought to you by FCI CCM, a premier provider of omni-channel, hyper-personalized customer communications management solutions across industries.